Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. We're going down. This is Rasslin Rage. We'll do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Hey, what is crack-a-lackin'? It is Codizzle for Rizzle here with the boys, the judges, the men, the guys of the Indie Idol. So, those of you that don't know Indie Idol, what is Indie Idol? Well, it's a promo contest the way it should be done. Nobody's trying to get laid. All we're trying to do is judge indie contests, right? That's it. You know, people are doing promos. You are not. And you come on now.
Let's go upstairs.
Right. Well, that's different, right? Okay, but we're not trying to get any girl wrestlers to like us a lot. However, joining me today is one Sean Stockmeyer, the owner of Face Kicked Apparel, and he's also a trained professional wrestler. What'd we say? 14 years?
13. Going on 14.
Going on 14. And then we have the Dread King Logan, who is 10 years in of professional wrestling. Also a very good promo guy, does some interesting work as far as the promo scene is concerned.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And of course, myself, the man, the myth, the legend, Cody Fleming, the host of Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly.
My fucking homeboy.
And the homeboy, an honorary member of the Hollow and many, many other things. Some of the things we can't talk about. But anyways, the first indie match or first promo battle we have here, or the Indie Idol, is Mongo versus Donahue. So those of you that don't know, they sent me the promos privately so that nobody could see it, and then we watched them previous here. We've watched them I've watched them a few times now. But Sean, we talked about you guys want to give them some good things, some bad things, and then we pick a winner. So, Sean, why don't you start and give us some good, the bad, and who you think won that one?
Well, with Mongo's promo, I really liked the intensity of it. Like, Mongo's intensity is really good. I wish he would have showed it a little more in his face, though. Like, he had the stone face with the promo. Right. It kind of reminded me of like an 80s promo where they do the big yelling, but there's nothing here. But I really liked it. It sold me on, okay, well, if Donahue gets in front of him, he's going to break him in half. And then when I watched Donahue's promo, he was like super close to the camera. And it was almost like a whisper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wish he would have let the aggression out of, wanting to beat the Mongo.
Oh, you almost didn't believe he really wants to kill him.
Right. It was like I understand like he was doing like the puppy training thing because Mongo was supposed to be a big dumb dog. Right. But I wish there was a little bit more of an edge. Like I wish he would have went for the throat more.
Gotcha. So who do you have as the winner of that one?
Wait, do you think we should give the winner out yet, or do you think we should all three say how we feel and then give the winner?
Okay.
I think you guys
could change our view.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. So let's go with you, Mr. Dread King.
So are we doing? Are we just talking about the one person's promo, or can I talk about both promos?
Talk about them both. Do both.
Okay. So Mongo's felt natural. Like he knows his gimmick. Like he knows how. It just felt like when he was talking to the camera, you kind of felt like he was almost popping himself. Like he was enjoying what he was doing. Donahue's I liked, but it had like an Ambrose feel to it, like I said earlier, and it kind of lost at the beginning. It had me, but then I got lost towards the end, and I really hated the camera angle. I'm not gonna lie, like it almost looked like selfie filmed, which is cool, but you can do it in a way where it has a, you know what I mean? Like in the busyness around you and stuff, I'm into like a clean background or something that's different, Right. Mongo's was well worded. It sounded like real, and he needs a better background too.
Right. Hold on, I have a special guest.
Oh yes, already a mystery judge.
What are you doing?
I need cookies.
What? Okay, hold on. All right, wait a little bit. All right. Okay, so special guest is heading back out.
Production crew.
Right, production crew. Very good. So, for me, I liked both of them. Mongo's was funny, and like you said, he knows who he is, and I just never once did I hear Donahue say who he was. Never once did I feel like I want to go watch this match because Donahue cut this promo. No offense against him, but that's something that needs to be worked on.
I agree.
And the only thing that I can say about Mongo's is I don't know, like I want to watch the match, but there's something missing. There's something missing there. I don't know what it is. I'm not the pro guy to make that determination. But who do we think won this?
Mongo.
I'm gonna say Mongo.
I'm gonna have to go with Mongo. So, and Mongo moves on to the second round, which he will face the winner of this one, I believe, because I did this in order. I'm pretty sure he will face the winner of this match. I got to mark this down so I can put it on there. But we have Noken, who you're pretty familiar with, Sean. You know, and then Jeremiah Goldmane. So, man, this one's hard because they both had some really good promos, man. I'll tell you what I like about Noken is he shows the dark side of himself in these promos. Like, you feel the character, what he's trying to portray. He's the one thing that he did do is like he put a win in there, right? So this is when I'm going to take you out, right? He put a win in there. So I liked that. The only thing is again, he didn't tell us who he is. You know, we know that he doesn't like Jeremiah Goldmane, but who is he? Right? I know it's only a minute, but still, who is he?
Right. And that's the whole point of selling a match is you got to tell who you are. So let's say us three never been to this show before. And if we see this video pop up, like, oh, who this guy is.
You're right.
Then the one thing I like about Goldmane's promo is that he talks up Noken. He puts him up on this pedestal before he talks about himself.
Right.
So you feel like they're kind of equivalent no matter what. You don't feel like one's better than the other. That's just my take from it.
Yeah, but I liked about Noken's is he had they both kind of had like catchphrases in it.
Yeah.
You know, like things that kind of like stood out.
For their character?
Yeah, like the Lord gimmick is kind of cool. And then Goldmane was just kind of fun to watch. It was just because he doesn't, it's entertaining. It's complete opposites, you know what I mean? The only thing I didn't like about Noken's was that blue wall on the side. Kept distracting the shit.
He's got that black curtain that doesn't go all the way across.
Yeah. So you gotta, I'm all big about the ECW feel where it's hide the negatives, emphasize the positives. Because we don't have a lot of money as indie wrestlers, so we can't have amazing, elaborate sets. So you got to make what you have kind of like disappear and reappear as something new. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So some of these guys are trying that, but then like light plugs pop up every once in a while, or like this crazy weird background of like lampshades or some shit. You know what I mean? It's very distracting when you're trying to watch a promo because how are you this amazing fighting machine and you have like this shit background with like a bunch of toys or something, you know? It's like
a refrigerator and some books and shit.
Yeah, or like a fucking whatever the crap that is. That shit.
I got it down, bro.
You got it down.
You're it.
Yeah, I'm a man. You gotta get yourself green screen, bro. You know.
I really like Noken's. I wish he would have took the hood off sooner though.
Yeah,
I couldn't see his eyes. Like that's where the story comes from, is your eyes, you know.
I thought Noken would look really cool if he had like a down light that came up.
Yeah.
So then when he does pull it back, it reveals his face slowly with the light. But then all you see is kind of the bottom like shaded, which is kind of cool. But that's just lighting techniques and things like that you learn as you go.
Right. And I mean, this cat, he's only a couple years in, not even a year in, is he?
Noken, he's been around for about 10 or 11.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's been primarily just PPW.
Okay.
And now he's starting to come on his own and get out there more.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I liked about Noken's? He looked right into the camera, into the lens. Yeah. So it almost feels like he's looking at you as he talks, which I do, which I like.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. So we've said we've said what we liked, what we disliked. Who are we picking as a winner?
Yeah, this is still a tough one.
Nobody
This
wants
is
to
actually a
answer.
good one.
I'll say I chose Goldmane.
I chose Goldmane as well.
I picked Noken actually.
Well, that's why we have judges, and it's 2-1, and Goldmane moves on.
I'll explain why though I chose Goldmane.
Go ahead.
I chose Goldmane just because it seemed like he believed his character. Noken was good at believing it, but Goldmane, like, he lives it.
Well, he's a living, breathing cartoon.
Right.
Which is good and bad sometimes, I'll be honest. But,
Right.
you know.
Now, next up, we have here Mike Idol versus AVZ, which...
Oh, God, that one was so funny.
Yeah.
Dude, they both were good.
Yeah, Mike Idol is a good way of using an environment that he's in, right? He used the shower, he used props, he used his gimmick and the things that he says when he's in the ring and his promo.
Yo, when he does that drop voice and gets real serious to say his catchphrase, it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see it's like...
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's
And
breathtaking.
ABZ is very good. I've seen him in multiple other promos besides this one, but he's very good at taking current, and
Risk?
right, taking stuff that's current. I'm looking at I can't think of the word right now. There was a word I'm looking for, but
Relevant?
relevance. Yeah, taking relevant stuff that people can relate to now and making it his own. Right.
I just love he's not scared to try anything.
I know. He has no fear.
And he talks about
taking
his anal virginity. How
I would have personally, during his promo, I like the sex toy pop-up, but if he would have put like a black line across it, just as a little bit funnier, but just because I don't know how I feel about a kid watching that and wondering what the fuck that thing is.
right. But this Rasslin Rage at MIW is an adult thing, so I get that. And he knows what his market is for this right now, and I'm gonna just call it right now for myself, but I'm going on and I'm saying AVZ for the win. That's just me. But you guys can say whatever you want.
He needs to change the camera angle. It can't up and down. I do not like. It needs
That's
to be
the one thing I was gonna say too. Is you got to change the orientation. I got that written down right here. The orientation, very creative, and makes me want to watch more.
I think I'm going with AVZ too, only because he wrote a whole song about Mike Idol. That was entertaining in itself.
Yeah.
He got everything he needed to say in 60 seconds. But I'll give Mike Idol this. When he popped the shower open, I was like, this motherfucker is dressed in the shower taking this for a promo. Yeah. I was really like,
that was sweet.
Dude, Mike can deliver. This is almost like not a fair team.
Match.
Like, you know what I mean? I almost wish they were against different people so I could see this later on.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I already know who I'm choosing too. But I just kind of wish like it wasn't those against each other.
Right. So
you know what I mean?
Sean and I both picked AVZ. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm with AVZ on
there
that too.
There we go.
Because
AVZ
he went above and beyond.
All right. AVZ moves on to the next round, ladies and gentlemen. And
I didn't have a winner chose until we talked about it.
Right. So this brings us to one of the harder ones, in my opinion.
Oh, this one I don't even want to do.
Right. So we have Sean Tyler.
Oh, no.
Versus JC, yeah, I know. Versus JC Harvey. What I like about Sean Tyler's is it's different than what we're used to, right? We're used to seeing the character. We're used to seeing the mask. We're used to seeing the purge and all that stuff. And he flips it on us and shows us Sean Tyler.
That last line he fucking nailed me with, like the neighbor line.
Yeah.
Killed me.
Like at first I was really upset. He had this sweet like entrance video, and then it's just him in his kitchen with his glasses looking like a normal guy. I'm like, what are you doing, Sean Tyler? But then like the story came out, like, I'm your next door neighbor. And then it flashed to the purge. I was like, oh.
And he caught him early. He said, "You're going to say something about going to Home Depot," and he did say it in the other promo.
He did.
Which I was like, "Oh fuck, man!"
That
like
just
he
means
knows.
he knows him well enough, right?
Now, what I would have done though for Sean though is I wouldn't have set the camera on an angle upward. I don't like that. I would have made it where someone was filming me and I'm sitting there with my legs crossed and I have a newspaper in hand with a cup of coffee, and then I would have looked at the camera and said all that, like the normal guy next door, and then flashed to that fucking mask. Like I knew what he was doing. And I appreciated it, but I saw a different visual of how he could go with it. I just don't like that simple camera up angle with the stuff in the background. Like like a little effort to that. But Sean's promo was fire, dude.
Right.
But Harvey's was good too. That chair spin, fucking Austin Powers shit.
Dramatic chair spin.
Yeah. And he went back to the cookies line.
Yeah, this was very, very, very hard because I really don't. To be perfectly honest with you, if I could say both these guys move on, I would, but I can't. We got
You know what Harvey did too is he made a match and brought in his other buddies too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean's.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah, he promoted a match.
This one's bullshit, guys.
I know.
Well, I mean, that's the point. That's why we have judges and not people voting. You know, because we got to make the hard decisions, and if people hate us, well, they hate us. That's how life goes, man.
All right. Well, I know who I've decided.
What do you got?
Because I want to see where it goes. I'm gonna choose Sean Tyler. I just like that he, as much as JC Harvey can talk, I mean, he can fucking talk. Sean kind of did something he doesn't usually do.
Yeah, he stepped up.
And I appreciate that. He tried new. And he got me with that catch line at the end. I mean, he was like, howdy, neighbor. He said something, neighbor. I can't.
Yeah,
It just caught me. I was like, God damn, that was sweet.
Making it harder on me, dude.
I know.
This is why I'm glad we didn't all, we're talking and not choosing. But then Harvey fucking was killer too.
Right.
He had a great dramatic spin and everything was film quality wise was sweet. I just like that Sean tried something.
All right, and I agree with you on that. He did something different, but I got to go with JC Harvey, man. When I seen the promo from JC Harvey, I'm like, oh, I need more. You know?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say JC Harvey too, just because he sold a match to me.
Oh, so JC moves on to the next round. Sorry, Sean, we love you, brother, but you know, nothing personal.
I chose Sean.
If Sean Tyler is watching this, like, continue to do your promos that way,
Right.
so that way they're different all the time.
Right.
You know,
I like that fucking neighbor next door shit where you don't know how crazy your neighbor could be. That's scary shit.
Right.
yeah.
Because I picture Sean just like mowing his lawn and he like looks over at the camera, he gives like this, and then it kind of cuts to him standing there with the fucking mask on and the chain that goes back to him with the fucking lawnmower. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that shit
I know.
fucking cool, dude.
We got,
Oh, I see you, bud.
Production guy's back.
yeah, he's back. He's gonna
You got your
hang out.
coffee?
Yeah, he's.
I said cream. I said cream.
Have a seat. All right, I'll be with you in a minute. All right, so we have TJ Meyer. We have 3 matches left. We have TJ Meyer versus Jamie Eternal.
Dramatics. Cody stuck.
That's stuck.
I'm in a
Cody
real
is
small
good.
area.
Oh,
Okay,
man. All right, so where we're at? TJ Meyer.
TJ
and
Meyer, Jamie Eternal. Here we go.
So, like
So-
silent French film.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier before my co-host there, TJ Meyer. I'm not sure what's going on with these promos. There's no words. We were talking before we started recording. You were talking about the silent film, the funny silent film. And I think that's what he's going for. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't follow it. I don't know. What do you?
Okay, so I get
go
the
ahead.
concept of it. Normal guy, but in his mind, he's something different, I think. And he just keeps kind of like jumping back and forth to those feelings, which is cool. Okay, my thought was this. TJ had a full minute. He didn't go a full minute. You know, if you have all the time in wrestling, they teach you, if they give you a 5 minutes in the ring, take 6. You know what I mean? You want to be seen as much as possible. Now, his promo, it was cool. I like it. It's a great start to something that could develop over time. Like that kind of promo would be something you would put every week out to build up to a match of a story.
Right.
Now, Jamie's, I love Jamie's, but Jamie's almost had too much coming at me. It was almost like visual overload, but I like the concept and it's fun, but it doesn't need as much.
The glitches and the production was
It doesn't need as much. I like the idea of the 2 interviewing and him. Like, it's really funny. It's like the mental shit going on and everything is cool, but it's almost over visually stimulating. You know what I mean?
Stimulating.
Yeah, stimulated.
Yeah. TJ's like, even in his introduction promo, the point of that was to introduce himself. He didn't say his name once. He didn't say anything.
Well, he doesn't
So,
talk.
like, it was just video. So, and then this was supposed to like, why am I buying a ticket to see TJ Meyer? I don't know, because he didn't give me anything to buy.
Right.
In my viewpoint. Whereas Eternal, you know, he did the 80s style, you know, kind of promo and sold the match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm choosing Jamie Eternal, just because there's more there. You know, there's more for me to grasp onto. It's to say, okay, yes, I want to watch this match, right? You know, whereas I'm only getting a visual from TJ, and I'm not interested. You know, I love TJ, but let's be honest, I just wasn't interested. You know, so we're gonna go Jamie. I'm going with Jamie Eternal, Sean.
Eternal.
Yeah. All right. I got it. So this is the one I got a question mark. I have not picked a winner on this one on my sheet, and I'm gonna listen to you guys, and then I'll pick my winner. But we have one. Alex Weir, who both of you have faced once or twice in your time. And then we have Rod Lee, Sucker Free, right? Rodrageous, Rod Lee. Little bit of singing in both these promos. It
was interesting how they kind of played off of each other without knowing it.
I don't know if they were if they were talking to each other or what, but there was a little bit of singing in there. Now, there was some shots fired in a private chat from Alex too that he was going to make Rod cry. I don't think he accomplished that.
No, I think he pulled back a little bit.
I think he did. I think he pulled back. But I think it sounded more like a personal attack than it did a wrestling show. You know what I mean? Or an event. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like more like a personal attack than it did, hey, we're getting in a ring and we're going to fight.
Right.
Whereas Rod, what's going on?
I didn't like the light plug distracted me in the background. That little light plug he had. I kept seeing it. Like, I don't know why. It just bothered me. That shit bugs me. I don't know why. Like,
was that Rod?
But then my promos have shit like that too. And Rod kind of stumbled over his words a little bit, almost like he was figuring it out as he talked.
Yeah.
And then Weir tried something new with that singing and stuff. The only thing, again, I didn't like is like when Weir cut to himself, there's that shitty background, you know, but I like Weir was well worded and he kind of paints a picture as he speaks. The singing and everything was different too.
Yeah.
I like Rod's promo and everything, but it's very just basic.
Well, Rod's, I don't know if it was just my end, but like it went 45 seconds.
Yeah, it did for me too.
And it cut off.
Yeah,
it cut off. Like it was missing a piece that he was supposed to have. Like he's like, and that's not and then nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it was an unfinished product that he had a week to do. You know, I liked Alex's better because the look in his eyes is what sold the story. He's confident in himself. He knows what he's going to do. He knows that Rod's not at his level. You know what I mean? And he's telling Rod why.
It's believable.
Yes.
Yeah, so now I have a winner. I picked my winner. Do you want to know?
Yes.
I picked Alex.
Me too.
And the reason it was hard for me again, but I picked Alex because his promo was complete.
Yeah.
And then the last one, here we go. Road Rash versus Danny Cobb. Now, I do want to point out, and I mean, this isn't going to make my decision any different. However, Danny Cobb has his very first time ever cutting a promo was when he did that introduction. He did a decent job for somebody that's never cut a promo. And even in this one, he did pretty damn good. There's work to be done, obviously, for your second time. But again, like I tell everybody, when you start doing something, you're going to suck. And I'm not saying he sucks, but I'm saying you're going to suck, right?
Yeah,
and you
it's
have
going
to
to take a while.
You got to know that you're going to suck and not let it get to you and keep fucking going.
Yo, I went back and watched my old promos, like my first promo when I came back.
Gosh.
Barf.
Watching my promos.
Barf.
Barf, dude. My shit
You've been
was
watching mine
just
till today.
Mine was like a hot bowl of chili against the wall.
Again, here it's like these two were conversating, and you know we had
Road Rash is so funny.
Yeah, Road Rash talks about going to Ohio or Toledo, Ohio's wrestling, it's stealing their belt and then pawning it and buying a porn mag, and then says, no match!
Road Rash is the old dirty bastard of fucking indie wrestling, dude.
It was very funny. I do give it that much. Again,
filming sucked up and down.
Yep,
I don't like
the
that.
orientation's got to change. And again, what I liked is that the two promos played off each other, because Road Rash talks about the title, Danny Cobb has the title, shows the title, and then talks about him being the promoter and setting his place of who he is and his superiority, right? So I liked both.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I liked both promos, but
yeah,
there's got to be a winner, right?
No, I liked Danny's because it reminded me of like old studio promos of like, just that monotone voice of like a fucking announcer or like an interviewer of the old 70s and 80s kind of, where it's like, you are here to see the fight, like the way he described it and shit. And then he had the props of putting the belt to sleep and, all that was cool. But Road Rash, I can't tell if he's working or if he's drunk when he's doing his promos. They're so like, you know what I mean? They're just believable. And like the way his voice is too, with that kind of high pitched twang when he says like, I don't know if I'm gonna, like he just says, it's just so it's so opposite of these two. They're so good though.
Real.
Believe it. Danny reminds me of like a radio.
I don't care about your belt. I'm gonna sell it for a pack of smokes and some beer.
But you legit believe that he's either riding a Harley or a horse or something. You know what I'm saying?
He needs to be in a garage though, or something when he's doing his promos, not his living room.
He usually does them in his garage. So I don't know what happened here.
Must have been too cold.
Yeah, it's too cold.
No match.
Yeah.
No match.
Right. So gotta pick
I don't have a winner.
Oh, I do have a winner. And the reason why I picked this one is I picked Road Rash. And the reason why I picked Road Rash wasn't because that the one was better than the other, but I just feel like Road Rash delivered the product better and not only that, it made me go, dude, I gotta see this, right?
Yeah.
I want to actually watch him steal the fucking title and buy a porno mag. I really want to watch this happen. Right?
Yeah.
He told me a story that I believe and want to happen. And it sells me and goes, dude, I'm going to talk about it all the time. I'm like, dude, remember that time that Road Rash said he was going to, you know what I mean? There's a moment. Created a moment.
The thing I didn't like about Danny's, though, is that huge logo in the corner, too, for the
app or whatever he's using.
Yeah. I used to have that problem, too, and that always seems to bother me. Like, it's like, it takes away from the feel of it.
Right.
I
get you. Understand. We've all been there when we were doing the free shit.
Yeah. Right. I think Danny, if he puts a little bit more emotion in his face, he could keep the monotone voice. But if he tells the story more with his eyes about why he's so angry at Road Rash, he would have sold that.
Yeah. I can agree with you on that.
I'm going to tell you right now, Danny really impressed me, actually, for this second promo. It was really creative and smart. But I'm going to take Road Rash on this one because I like the jumping back and forth where it's like he's just kind of like drunk and figuring out what the fuck he's doing, but in the world. I felt like that's who he is, like that's the real dude. Like, I don't fucking know what's happening. I don't care. I'm just going to get some smokes and jerk off this porn. Fuck your belt, like.
So we got 2 for Road Rash. That means he's moving on anyways. But what do you say, Sean?
Road Rash.
Road Rash it is. So there we go. We have our fellows now. Road Rash. With this match, Road Rash has a bye the next round. However,
I had an idea about that.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but what if we vote which was the best of all, and that person gets the bye? Ooh.
I don't know, man. That's really going to mess up the brackets, and then I got a lot of work to do.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, I know, fucker. So let's.
No, that's cool.
I'm gonna review real quick, and then we can get out of here.
Fine, however you guys want to do it.
Though you would just switch Road Rash with somebody else, the one that won, and move it back.
Right. Well, we'll see. All right.
No, I'm just sure.
Right, here we go. So, review of the winners. Who is moving on? Between Mongo and Donahue, Mongo is the winner. Between Noken and Goldmane, Goldmane is the winner. Between Mike Idle and ABZ, ABZ is the winner. Between Sean Tyler and JC Harvey, which was a good match, by the way, JC Harvey is the winner. TJ Meyer versus Jamie Eternal. Jamie Eternal moves on. And then we have Alex versus Rod Lee with Alex moving on. And then Road Rash defeating Danny Cobb. So I will fix up that.
Oh my God, you got JC Harvey and ABZ going?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's good times.
That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So
Weird and Eternal and Mongo and Maine? Wow. Well, this round, are we going to come up with a stipulation?
we are, but we
We
don't know what it is
so
yet.
they can sell it.
We don't know.
Oh, I got an idea.
Okay, well, let's. Shh. All right. So please smash the like on this. Please, if you're not already, subscribe to Rasslin Rage on the Rasslin Rage. Subscribe, and then also click that bell so that you can be notified of all the great content like Indie Idol and Rasslin Rage and MI Dub or wrestling matches or whatever it is that I upload that day. Also, look down in the description. You will find a link to the Podbean where you'll find the audio side of all this stuff. And as well, you can Face Kicked Apparel. Find them on Facebook. Order T-shirts. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the Dread King Logan. Give him a like and all that good stuff on his stuff. This is Cody, Sean, and the Dread King here with Indie Idol 2021. And we'll see you next week for the next round.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage.